Okay, so I'm live now. I think I'm live on YouTube. I'm actively currently live on YouTube. So you say there's a. By the way, hello everybody. If you're watching this later, I'm trying to figure out how to set up a YouTube live and actually bring Thomas in. So bear with me for a second. You can skip past all this if you watch this later. Okay, so what are you saying, Thomas? There's a thing that lets me share my screen.
I'm asking you. I don't got it in front of me, but there should be something that allows you to.
Yeah, I thought I saw something like that. Share live stream.
Use that and then.
Well, here let me go ahead and get you on Zoom. That way we can go ahead and get that started. Open Zoom meetings, new meeting. Join with computer audio. Using computer audio. Participants, invite, copy link invite. And here is Thomas. All right, there you go.
All right, cool. Give me a second. I'm coming.
Yep. All right. We're definitely trying to get some stuff done here. So, okay, your entire screen. What on earth is going on here? You need to use some streaming service to do that. So, okay, so it's not something that you can do on YouTube Live, apparently. You must download a streaming service such as OBS. I wonder if I can do it on OBS. I think I have that. I can't hear you.
When you say about the
I still can't hear you.
join you in the Zoom meeting?
I'm in the Zoom meeting. I don't see you yet. I sent you a link on Facebook.
I've seen that. I just want to make sure you want me to join you on that.
Okay. Log into your account and move the Creator Studio option.
I got a big dot R.
YouTube Studio, Video Manager option from the topmost toolbar. What? I don't see that at all. What are you talking about? Go directly to the settings option. God, this has got to be the worst live stream in the history of live stream. Oh, hey, look, Thomas is here. What's up, Thomas?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm going to hang up now.
I'm pretty sure there's some kind of, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure there's some kind of website or something that allows you to live stream.
Yeah, that's the problem. I can't find one that like doesn't require like a paid account or like some sort of like pre-set up from a previous time. Like I got OBS up right now. This is bad. Very bad content right now.
I could be worse. You got my. Can they hear my voice?
I don't know. I can't see the other end of it. Well, you know what? I can probably check them. Hey y'all, trying to record here. Okay, let me check on this. Can you say something, Thomas? Let me check on this. Say something.
Testing. One, two, three, testing.
Say something. Testing. Okay, I can hear you. I can hear your audio.
All right, make do with ass.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do for now, folks. You're gonna get to see my beautiful face the whole time, but you're gonna get to hear Thomas's voice from time to time. Eventually, we will get this figured out. But this is what we're doing for now. So let me go ahead and share this stream.
I mean, I know I look sexy today, but y'all need to see my face. Y'all just gotta hear my voice because my content is in my language. I got a big fat ass. Don't. Come on.
Yeah. Now that's good content. That right there is good content.
It's a song.
Okay, so you know what? I think for now we're just gonna deal with this, and maybe we'll try for the next live stream. We'll try to have a better we'll try to plan for it a little bit better. So, yeah, I guess with the NFL, there have been a couple leaks on the NFL schedule that have come out already, Thomas. In particular, one of the Bengals-Browns matchups has already been leaked. Like, we already know one of the Bengals-Browns matchups, and that's going to be Week 18 in Cleveland.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like the Bengals and Browns will get any national television time against each other. Yeah, I kind of wish they at least put them on Thursday night. It don't look like that's going to happen because I think the Browns going to have somebody else on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of frustrated with that because I really want to I really think the NFL is missing the mark on that matchup. But let me say this about the NFL. One good thing about the NFL is that there's this whole flex option. So I think the best thing that can happen is that the first matchup between the Bengals and the Browns is October or November game.
Yeah.
Because I think the Bengals will come out to a hot start, and hopefully we get a game flex into the right time. A lot of people think that the Bengals, the first matchup is going to be around week 6 through 8 for the Bengals and the Browns. So I really do hope that happens, because that do happen, then we could possibly get a Sunday night game between the two.
Well, I actually did there have been a couple leaks already of game. Like, we already know the whole Week 1 schedule. The Browns, I believe, are playing the Chiefs, and the Bengals are going to be hosting the Vikings in Week 1. So there was that. We know that the Bengals are going to be playing Week 4 Thursday Night Football against the Jaguars in Cincinnati. We know. Let's see. Like I said earlier, we know the Week 18 matchup between the Bengals and Browns in Cleveland. I think we knew that the Bengals are playing the Broncos in Week 15, although that might not be accurate. Let me see. Jay Morrison, the Bengals beat writer for The Athletic, formerly of the Dayton Daily News, actually mentioned something about leaks. So let me see if I can find his list, because he had can't find him. Jay Morrison.
There's
Right
going to
there.
be a Sunday night football game between the Browns and the Ravens.
That would make sense.
That's be interesting. You know, I mean, I'm cool with that. In fact, I think the Browns national games have been set.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I could get some of them up. I know they're going to play Thursday night. The Thursday night game for the Browns is going to be against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
And that frustrates me because like I would much rather the Thursday night game for the Browns be against the Bengals. I would much rather that. I can't be in the minority of this. I think that'd be a better matchup. I feel like by that I got an airy feeling that week 18 game isn't gonna mean anything for the Browns. And so, you know, it's kind of just gonna it might not mean anything for the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it might because the Bengals might be a fringe playoff team. But in fact, that game might probably be more for the Bengals than the Browns. That's true. Unless the Browns are fighting for the division at that point. Let me see what other leaks I can find so far.
Yeah, so the most recent leak I've seen from Jay Morrison is the Bengals are playing the Vikings week 1. We already know that because the NFL already released that part.
We already know that.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Sorry about that feedback. That was me checking into our own live stream.
Probably a good thing there. We got the Bears or the Bengals are rumored to play in Chicago on week 2. Again, these are Jay Morrison's leaks. They're I've got my own projections, but this is what Jay Morrison is saying. He's hearing is happening. Week 3, the Bengals are projected to play the Steelers in Pittsburgh, I believe. Week 4, Thursday night football against the Jaguars in Cincinnati. Nothing for, let's see, next one, we got week 8. Looks like the Bengals are playing the Jets in New York. Again, all projections. Week 9, Bengals are projected to play the Browns. Bengals are projected to be hosting the Browns in week 9. Week 10 looks like the Raiders. Week 15 looks like we got the Broncos. Week 16 got the Steelers. And week 18 we got the Browns. Now, I don't know how accurate any of these are, because there's actually a conflicting report saying we're actually getting the Ravens in week 16. So, you know, who knows how accurate some of these leaks really are. I did my own personal projection based on a couple of the leaks earlier today. I had the Bengals playing the Vikings week 1, at Las Vegas week 2, at Baltimore week 3, at home against the Jaguars week 4, at Chicago week 5, at Pittsburgh week 6, hosting the Chiefs week 7, at New York Jets week 8, versus the Browns in week 9, which appears to be, you know, collaborated by Jay Morrison's sources. So I guess I might have gotten that one right. But then again, we'll have to see. At Detroit week 10, and then 3 straight home games, week 11, 12, and 13 against the Chargers, Steelers, and Packers in that order. I had a week 14 bye projected. Week 15 at the Broncos, which again is collaborated by Jay Morrison. Week 16 hosting the Ravens. Week 17 hosting the 49ers. And then week 18, as we already know, playing the Browns. So those are my personal projections about what the schedule is going to be based on everything that I've heard. But, you know, who knows what we're actually going to be looking at.
We got a tough schedule. We had a tough schedule all the years. You know, seems that tough schedule.
Well, the Bengals, I actually saw a stat. The Bengals have like either the 3rd or the 5th hardest schedule in the entire NFL. Which it seems kind of like.
The AFC North teams had the hardest schedules.
Yeah, it seems kind of ridiculous, considering. Let's see. It seems kind of ridiculous that we would have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL, considering that we were really bad last year, and we got a bunch of young players, and maybe us trying to handle a really hard schedule is a little ridiculous. I've seen some people saying that. My perspective on that is, though, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I don't really care what our schedule is. I just want to go out and beat a bunch of teams.
How about the Browns and the Packers on Christmas Day? How about that week?
Really?
Yes. Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, Christmas Day. Or should I say Jordan Love versus Baker Mayfield on Christmas Day?
Huh. Okay, so I just saw an article from Jason Markham at Cincy Jungle. He's claiming to have the whole schedule, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet.
All right, let's hear it.
So according to him, let's see, where's he getting these sources from? He's not really stating his sources in this article, which is interesting. Maybe the Bengals just send it to him. I don't know. But week 1, Minnesota Vikings. Week 2, at Chicago Bears. Week 3, at Pittsburgh Steelers. Week 4, Jacksonville Jaguars. Thursday Night Football. Week 5, hosting the Packers. Week 6, at Detroit. Week 7, at Baltimore. Week 8, at New York Jets. Week 9, Cleveland Browns, hosting the Browns. Week 9. Week 10, at Las Vegas Raiders. Week 11, bye, which is better than the bye that I had projected. Week 12, hosting the Steelers. Week 13, hosting the Chargers. Week 14, hosting the 49ers. Week 15, at the Denver Broncos. Week 16, hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Week 17, hosting the Chiefs. And Week 18 in Cleveland, as we have said before. So according to Jason Markham, that is the schedule, which... like I said, I'm kind of surprised came out before it's supposed to be announced on NFL Network. And he's not quoting any sources, so, I mean, he's just saying that this is it. By the way, I'd say your video went off, but...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. You don't really. I don't really. It doesn't really matter now that I think about it. You don't really need to have your thing on, because on YouTube Live, it's just showing me the whole time. It's honestly probably extremely boring right now. You're just hearing. I mean, you're hearing us talk, podcast style. But as far as YouTube Live goes, it's there's not much interestingness going on viewer wise. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a beer. You know what? That's exciting, right? Watching you drink.
Entertain the people.
Yeah. All right, here for my true Cincinnati fans, I'm having a Hell's is Real Grainworks Brewing Company Hell Style Lager. I think I've had this on the podcast before. It's good stuff. Tasty. All right, let's go. So if this is indeed the Bengals schedule, I haven't seen a Browns schedule yet. But if I had to bet, if Cincy Jungle's releasing something, then then Dogs by Nature, which is the SB Nation page for the Cleveland Browns, probably going to have. Nope, I don't see anything. I don't see anything for the Browns.
Yeah, not yet, at least.
Huh.
Drum roll for the Browns, though.
Yeah, I'm really.
I think I might have to make that trip to Lambeau on Christmas Day. I think I'll spend Christmas Day in Lambeau.
Yeah.
I think I might do that. That might be a way to spend Christmas.
I'm still trying to figure out where Jason got his information from.
He got it from Jesus. Jesus gave him his information.
I know Jason, by the way. I went to the Taste of the NFL with him back when I was writing for Cincy Jungle, and briefly. After my old editor left, he was my editor at Cincy Jungle, but life kind of got in my way at that time, and I had to leave pretty quickly. But I know him decently well, and he wouldn't post something if he didn't he wasn't absolutely sure that it was he wouldn't just post crap. So he's got a reason for posting this. I'm like I said, I'm not seeing the sources. And I mean, as he's posting this without stating any sources, I guess he's just saying that the Bengals told him that this is the schedule. I'm just not seeing anywhere else.
Yeah.
And like I said, nobody else has their schedules released. Like the Browns aren't released.
Maybe like I said, maybe he met with Jesus and Jesus told him.
I mean, if I oh wow, nope. Okay, so here's the Broncos schedule that's been released.
See, somebody else found Jesus
by Zach Stevens. I don't even know who that is. I'm sure he's somebody important. Ben Baby is also Ben Baby of ESPN is also reporting this Bengals schedule is accurate. So I guess it just got released ahead of time. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah.
Well, Jesus.
Yeah, I guess. Still not seeing anything. Well, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and not respond to that one for the. Well, I just meant because of controversy and stuff. Not trying to get into all that on this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm not seeing the Browns schedule yet.
Yeah, it was cool. We have 5 minutes. We have 5 good minutes.
Well, I mean, I've always wondered. Well, wait, here it is. Found it. You want to hear the Browns schedule, Thomas?
Do I want to hear the Browns schedule right now?
Yeah.
Do I want to hear the Browns schedule right now? All right.
Because I got it in front of me.
All right. Okay. So week 1.
Oh, you already got it?
Okay. Week 1's the Chiefs.
Yep.
4:30. We already know that, right?
In Kansas City.
Okay. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess this. So give me a chance to guess this out because I'm guessing we'll probably do the schedule game. So week 2, they'll probably give us an easier matchup. Week 2. Damn, we got a hard schedule, so I don't know what will be easy matchup, but that's gonna be a home game.
Yes, be a home game. It is a home game.
So it'll probably I'm gonna go with the either the Raiders or Bears. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Nope.
Is it the Bears?
It is not the Bears. It is possibly. I'll give you a hint though. It's the easiest possible team you could play all season.
I know it's going to be an easy team. So then the Lions are on the schedule, so it's probably the Lions. Yeah.
Nope, not the Lions.
Yeah, what would be easier than the Lions?
Texans.
Oh, I didn't know we were playing Texans this year.
Yeah, the Texans. Well, apparently we're not playing the Texans.
Okay. I mean, I would consider the Texans an easy opponent, but Deshaun Watson.
That's your home opener against the Texans.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely okay. So. And then I'm gonna go with home against the Bears week 3.
That's right.
Away against the Vikings.
Yep. You're killing it.
Would be another away game. So maybe a divisional opponent. So away against the Ravens.
Nope. Right color.
Oh, so okay. Chargers.
No, I said right color.
Vikings? No, I said Vikings.
Vikings, yes, the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings. Yeah. And then we play Chargers after the Vikings.
Yeah, then you play the Chargers.
Okay. So now we leave us week 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know we do play the Cardinals this year too, right?
Mm-hmm. So
that I don't know. I won't go with the Lions.
Nope.
Cardinals.
Yes.
Week 7 is the Broncos. I know that for sure.
At home against and yeah, but it's 2 weeks in a row at home. Cardinals and Broncos, week 6 and 7, both at home.
And then we're probably so what by 8 they got to give us a divisional opponent. So Halloween. All right, you know what? Fuck it. Give me the Browns versus Steelers on Halloween.
That is correct.
Okay.
Browns versus Steelers in Cleveland.
Awesome. Week 9.
We already know week 9. We already talked about that.
Yeah, it's Bengals.
Yeah, in Cincinnati.
Week 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Lions.
Nope.
God damn it! What do we play these? Okay, Patriots.
Yeah, you're playing the Patriots in Foxborough.
Okay, let's see. So I only leave a couple people left. We play the Packers on Christmas Day. We're not gonna play the Steelers so close together. So that only leaves the only opponent that we could be either the Raiders or the Lions. So I'm gonna go with the well, actually you could play the Ravens. Do you play the Ravens that week?
Do not play the Ravens.
All right, then it's the Lions. Then.
It is the Lions, finally.
Then the Ravens.
Yep, then the Ravens.
Okay, because we can't go that far in the season without playing the Ravens.
Yeah, you're playing. Week 12 is in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's a Sunday night game. That's a Sunday night game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football, Browns versus Ravens, baby.
Yep.
Ooh, I hope we destroy Lamar. I think that's a game. That's a game I might go to. That's a game I have circled. Bye week.
Yep.
Okay, that's a late bye. Raiders.
No.
When do we play the Raiders? Okay. Steelers.
No.
Okay, it's not the Packers. It's not the Bengals. Do we already play the Ravens 2 weeks in a row?
No, you do not play the Ravens 2 weeks in a row.
But we play, like sandwich between a bye.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird as hell.
Stupid.
That one's at 1 p.m. too.
That's weird.
You play the Ravens and then you come off a bye to play the Ravens again.
That's okay. Okay, so then it's just going to be the Raiders. It's going to be the Raiders, the Packers, the Steelers, and the Bengals.
Let's see. Raiders, Packers, Steelers, Bengals. Yeah, it's in that order.
Yeah, because the Packers is going to be the Packers Christmas Day game. And then these Raiders who want to play the Raiders. They're not going to put us against the Raiders in a late year matchup. Steelers and the Bengals. Yo, somebody leaked this on I got somebody who leaked this on their Facebook page. Somebody leaked this on the Facebook page. Yeah, somebody got it right here.
Nice.
Yeah, somebody leaked that. I should just looked at this one in the first place.
Okay, so the
Steelers game's a Monday night game too.
No, I didn't say that. Is that right?
Yeah,
Monday Night Football, week 17.
Yeah, I already seen that. I already knew that. I already knew that one. So I already knew that.
You know what I'm going to look forward to seeing? Bengals and the Browns battling for a division championship, week 18, January 9th in Cleveland. And it's a 1 p.m. game, which the Bengals historically are great at.
Yeah, they're probably. If that's for the division, they're going to flex that game. But I don't think that. Man, I really hope the Browns have the division wrapped up by then.
Well,
I want the Browns to win the division by week 17 so they can rest their starters.
Well, that's not going to happen when you have to play the Bengals in week 18, Thomas.
My dream scenario, Kyle, is the Browns have everything wrapped up by week 17. So week 18, they can rest their starters and the Bengals can take that game and make the playoffs. That's my dream scenario.
That is not my dream scenario. I want every game to matter.
I'm following a Super Bowl. I need to know that's 18 weeks, man. We had 2 running backs. I need my running backs to be healthy.
No. I need your running backs to not be healthy so that we can win.
Are we going to do the schedule game?
What's the schedule game?
Where you go through and you mark the wins and the losses.
Yeah, we certainly are. Real quick, I want to talk about the Bengals' time slots here. The Bengals have one primetime game all year.
Okay.
And as I discussed earlier, that's the Thursday night game against Jacksonville, 8:20 p.m. Week 4, it's going to be the rematch of Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. So that'll be fun. And also it'll be Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne versus Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and also possibly Thad Moss if he makes the team. And also, interestingly enough, Jackson Carman on the other side. I don't know if the Jaguars have any more Clemson.
I'm really looking forward to that Chargers game.
Yep.
But the fact that,
why?
Y'all going to smoke Jacksonville. I don't understand.
Are you looking forward to the Bengals playing the Chargers?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game.
That'll be interesting. It's later in the season. So
Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. What you mean, man?
it would be really interesting if both of those teams are still in playoff contention by that time.
I think the Chargers are going to be really good this year.
I don't.
I know. I said that a while ago, and you kind of like tossed the idea to the side. But I really do think the Chargers are going to be really good this year.
That's a pretty popular thought process. A lot of people think the Chargers are going to be good this year. I just don't see it. I don't think they did enough to fill all the holes on their team. I think Justin Herbert. Look, I'll admit I was wrong. I thought he was going to be a bust. I'm still, and maybe this is just trying to defend my point of view. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but I still just don't know about the long-term effectiveness of Justin Herbert in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be like the next top 10 career quarterback or anything like that.
He had a better rookie season than Joe Burrow.
That's because Joe Burrow got hurt.
Well, did he not have a better rookie season than Joe Burrow? No. Is it not facts?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and play this schedule game then. Let's talk about wins and losses.
Okay. You go first.
All right. So
Bengals first.
Bengals hosting the Minnesota Vikings week 1.
I think it's a W for the Bengals.
I also think it's a W for the Bengals.
Because the Vikings have a history of having slow starts. And
there's that too, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just
So the Vikings have a history of slow starts. Dalvin Cook also have a history of slow starts. Dalvin Cook don't really get in Dalvin Cook mode to week 3 or 4, and then he just goes off. I love Dalvin Cook, by the way. This is not a knock on Dalvin Cook. That dude, freaking beast. Dalvin Cook is probably my second favorite running back in the NFL behind Nick Chubb. That dude, Dalvin Cook is just. He doesn't get enough love. That dude's a freaking monster. But with that said, I don't think that Dalvin Cook. I think the Vikings are going to have a slow start because they always do. I think this is Cousins' last year as the NFL starter. I think this is last year as the NFL starter. I think this is going to be the year the Vikings are going to be pressed to find a new quarterback.
I agree.
So with that said, I think Joe Burrow will come out blazing. I think, and it's home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me the Bengals at week 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think pound for pound, which is a weird way to say that, but I think the Bengals. Now, this is also depending on some of the investments they made from this offseason actually panning out. So with the Bengals, it's a lot of you just don't know what you have right now. So really this could go either way. But if enough of the investments that they made this offseason pan out, the Bengals should have a better roster than the Minnesota Vikings. And even if they don't, it'll be a comparable roster. And then Joe Burrow is just a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. I know Joe Burrow's coming off of a devastating leg injury, but it sounds like he's been on pace this whole time. And I think if there's anybody who's going to come back and just ball out like nothing happened after a major devastating injury, it's Joe Burrow. So I do think that week 1 is going to be a big fat dub for the Cincinnati Bengals in their home opener. So,
but week 2 is interesting.
Yeah, the Bears. Well, it's going to be the second time that Andy Dalton has tried to get his revenge on the Bengals. Now, and by the way, I say that because I don't think Justin Fields is going to be starting in week 2. I think Andy Dalton. Yeah. I think they're going to stand by what they said, and Andy Dalton's going to be quarterback 1 at first, and then they're going to bring Justin Fields along. I don't think week 2 is late enough for Justin Fields to actually get the start.
I don't even want to see Justin Fields until almost November.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, I think they're. Well, I mean, say what you want about the Bears, but the only problem the Bears have is their quarterback for real. They're running back too, but their running back situation is fluent. But even still, coaching wise, the Bears have good coaching and they have good coaching. Mm-hmm. They didn't make playoffs last year, didn't they?
The Bears, yeah, they just barely.
Yeah, but how do you have that quarterback situation? You still find a way to squeak in the playoffs. That speaks volumes of the culture and Cincinnati. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the same offensive coordinator that was there during Patrick Mahomes' rookie year? His rookie year where he didn't play, if I'm not mistaken. And they had Alex Smith for quarterback. Isn't that the same coach? He was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs before he was Bears coach. Am I wrong about that?
Oh, Matt Nagy. I think he was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. See, okay, so then that's what it is. So you have the guy who was there to watch how this system, how this.
No, fuck me. No, you're right. He was the offensive coordinator.
There you go. So he was the offensive coordinator for Kansas City before Kansas City. Before what they did with Patrick Mahomes. For those of you who don't know, Patrick Mahomes didn't play his rookie year. He played one game his rookie year, threw 3 touchdowns. The second year, he threw 50 touchdowns. But his rookie year, he didn't play. He sat behind Alex Smith, and he sat behind him, and he just learned. Now, this is the same offensive coordinator who did that. So he sees how it benefited Patrick Mahomes. Now, I think Justin Fields is a very talented quarterback. I think Justin Fields is an extremely talented quarterback. And I think that this coach would be hard pressed to do the same exact thing they did with Patrick Mahomes. He's probably thinking, hey, it worked in Kansas City. Look how well it worked in Kansas City. So let's rest this guy as long as we can. And then as soon as we need him, as soon as we feel like we need him, absolutely need him. Playoffs hopes are damn to everything. Then we're starting. But I can take Andy Dalton. I made the playoffs with Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky last year. I can make the playoffs with Andy Dalton. I can do that. So let me just hold this my future. Let me mold this guy for a year. Let me have him watch, listen, retake for a year, and then when it's time for us to showcase him, which I would rather wait to the end of the season and tank this season than I would start him too early. That would be my mindset. And he has every right to have that mindset because he has proof. He has living proof. So he's like, look, I did it with Patrick Mahomes. I'm about to do it with Justin Fields.
For anybody out there watching, me and Thomas are doing this live stream together. Just couldn't. For anybody who just started watching, I should say, me and Thomas are trying to do this live stream together. We weren't able to get everything technically done the right way. So you're getting me on YouTube live right now, and I got Thomas up in a Zoom meeting, so you'll be hearing his voice throughout.
My beautiful, sexy voice.
We already went through the schedules that have been released, and right now we're playing the schedule game to see what we think is going to happen this year. We both got the Bengals winning their Week 1 opener versus the Minnesota Vikings. So let's move on to the Browns Week 1 game versus the Chiefs in Kansas City. Thomas, I hate to break it to you, I'm going to call the Chiefs on this one.
Browns will lose that game.
Yeah. It's in Arrowhead Week 1. Like, come on.
Unless this Browns team is way better than we think they are.
Yeah.
Even if they are, there's no way that defense could gel Week 1 in time to stop Patrick Mahomes. That's all you guys say. I don't want to hear you mash on them because they're not winning that game. They're not going to be able to get their pieces together in time to win that game.
Yep. That's pretty much how I feel about it. The Chiefs are just right now. I think the Chiefs are so damn good. I don't like it. Like I'm not. This isn't even a slight at the Browns. I just think nobody's going to beat the Chiefs Week 1 of the 2021 NFL season when they're playing at home.
Tampa Bay like that.
Yeah, they're coming off mad, and they got Arrowhead Stadium at their backs. Like, yeah, there's like, it's going to be rough.
In fact, Browns, go ahead and lose that game by 100 so I can just be motivated in case I see the Chiefs in the playoffs. Because I just lose again, it doesn't matter. Seriously, like, lose that one. Like, trust me, I'm not going to be mad if y'all lost a Week 1 game. Y'all lost a Week 1 game last year. I forgot it even happened. Y'all lost a Week 1 game last year to a team that y'all – wait, hold on. Who did lose Week 1? The Ravens or the Steelers? Well, no, they put the Ravens. They didn't beat the Ravens in the playoffs. But still, I mean, like, just go ahead and lose Week 1. I don't care. Lose Week 1.
All right, so moving on. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Chicago to most likely play Andy Dalton for the second time in Andy Dalton's career against the Bengals. But this will be the first time that Joe Burrow is going to make an appearance, assuming he doesn't get hurt in Week 1. So what do you got, Thomas?
You said the Bears are home?
The Bears in Chicago.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the Bears again.
Yeah.
Bears.
Mm,
I think that Bears defense is gonna
yeah.
I think that Bears defense is gonna be tough that week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm struggling to disagree with you on this one. Like we're picking all these games the same, but it's probably just because it's logical here. I mean, like I think the Bengals are going to be much improved in 2021, but I don't think they're going to be able to jump out to like an undefeated start like the mid Andy Dalton era Bengals did a couple of times.
Oh, I got upset brewing with y'all, but you know what I mean. Like you don't, yeah, no. I mean, I don't spend much time on the Bears. I think I like the next matchup for y'all a lot more. I'll tell you that for sure.
Well,
I
think I'm gonna call this one for the Bears because I think the Bears with a competent quarterback are going to be a pretty tough team to beat next year. I think, especially with Green Bay going through all its drama, I think the Bears are probably right now. I think the Bears might be the team to beat in the NFC North. So, and I mean, especially early in the season next year, Bears got off to a bit of a hot start last year before collapsing and then still finding a way to sneak into the playoffs. I think something like that's going to happen again this year. I think Andy Dalton. I mean, as much as I would love to see the Bengals actually get one over Andy Dalton, I love Andy Dalton, but he already beat us once, and that was under unfair circumstances. So I would love to see the Bengals win this game, but I also don't see them starting out 2-0 while they're still a very young team. So I'm going to go with Chicago on this one too.
I think they're going to gel. They're still gelling. The Browns will be Texans. No argument here. We don't got to debate this.
Oh yeah.
I really want to talk about this Bengals. I really want to talk about this Bengals Steelers matchup though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, real quick before we do that, I want to talk about the Texans just really briefly. I just want to say one thing. We can go straight to the Bengals Steelers matchup. Okay, I think the Houston State Texans are going to be the first ever team in NFL history to go 0-17.
Man, they got a lot of drama there. First of all, they got a lot of drama with their owner, fans, the Watsons, all that stuff. So, we're not going to get too deep into it, but it just seems like a package situation for Texas right now. Anyway.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about these Bengals and Steelers.
All right, this is a game I'm looking forward to talk about.
I am.
Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first in this one?
Well, I'll let you go first. I just wanted to say I am really excited to see what the Bengals can do against the Steelers. I almost kind of wish this one was in prime time because Bengals did pretty well against them in prime time last time without Joe Burrow. Now just imagine you got Mr. Clutch himself playing, and just imagine what we can do to a Pittsburgh roster that currently looks absolutely fucking decimated. But that's I'll let you go ahead and do your analysis real quick.
So this excites me because this is where I think that this young team. This is where I think that this is what my theory is. I just saying all offseason. I'm gonna keep on saying this. The Bengals is going to be fighting for first place in the AFC North. I think it starts with week 3. I think that this is going to be a statement game for the Bengals, and I hope the 3 Bengals fans that are watching this right now, come back to this video because by this game I'm gonna be famous anyway. We're gonna be famous on the podcast, I promise you. But it's not here that.
They're gonna have to get through the first 10 minutes of me trying to figure out how streams work.
But that week though, you got Jamar Chase, you got Joe Burrow, you got T. Higgins, you got Joe Mixon. It is just a matter of time until those players gel. It's not gonna take long for them to gel. In fact, I give them 3 weeks, and I think that Steelers game, a rivalry game in Pittsburgh, motivated. Sorry, I got some tickets. I think that is going to be. I think that game is going to be a signature Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. I think that's going to be the arrival of that combination in the NFL, and I think those 2 players are going to go off against the Steelers. I think the Bengals are going to make a fool out of the Steelers week 3. I think they're going to be confident. I think they're going to be motivated. I just think that game, I don't think that they're ready, man. I think the Steelers are going to come in that game very arrogant, as they always do. They're going to play down their opponent. And then the Bengals are going to come out with this blazing offense, and they're going to blow the doors off the Steelers. Watch.
Okay.
Give me the Bengals week 3.
Okay.
It's just going to happen. It's going to have to happen. So I'm going to Bengals week 3.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree with you real quick. Not in your prediction. I do think the Bengals are going to win this game. I am, however, going to disagree with you that the Steelers are going to play down to their opponent. I think the Bengals right now are a better team than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are trash. And I do think they're the fucking Steelers, and they're probably going to luck their way into a much better record than they're probably worth this year, just because that's what happens. And they seem to be the NFL's darlings, and I'm sure there will be a couple, accidentally missed flags that go throughout the season, and they'll end up with an 8-9 record when they probably should have gone 4-13 or some shit. But regardless of that, I don't think the Steelers are very good this year, and I'm not. I'm going to tip my hand a little bit here. I'm not necessarily saying this is what I'm going to do, but right now I'm leaning towards a sweep of the Steelers this year.
Okay.
So I'm definitely picking the Bengals in week, 3? Week 4. No, 3. Yes, week 3 against the Steelers. I do think the Bengals are going to win.
All right.
Moving on to the Browns and hosting the Bears in Cleveland. I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I think this is going to be I definitely think it's going to be a win for Cleveland. I think this is one of those games that I think could possibly go the Browns could possibly not be prepared for in previous years under previous head coaches. But I don't think Kevin Stefanski is the type of coach who's going to have them be heavily unprepared for what is maybe not the best opponent on the planet. Now, again, I do think the Bears are going to be much improved this year, but I still think that they have some holes that if the Browns aren't careful, I think they have some holes that the Browns, if the Browns aren't careful, they might pay too much attention to the holes and not enough attention to what they need to watch for. But I do think that my actual prediction is that the Browns are going to win this game against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, no, the Browns are going to smoke the Bears. I don't know anything. They're just going to smoke the Bears like the fucking game. Gail K. Greg Newsom III. Freaking Clown. Myles Garrett. Denzel Ward. Jesus. All going against Andy Dalton. Yeah, give me the Browns.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that defense, I just, as much I do feel that the Bears' offense has improved, but I don't think they've improved enough to really
John Johnson,
a consistent threat.
AFC versus NFC. Yeah, give me the Browns.
All right. So we got we're heading into week 4 now. We got the Bengals playing their only primetime game of the year at the moment. It's not considering any potential flexes that might happen if they have a good season. But right now, the only primetime game of the year is against the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football. So why don't you tell me who you got on this one, Thomas?
Home team always won the Thursday night game. Plus, the Jaguars. I don't know. I mean, Urban Meyer, man, come on, give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. I think that it's going to start off real funky for the Jaguars. I think it'll start off real funky for that team. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to have flashes, obviously, because he's Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, no, Bengals.
Well, I'm once again going to disagree with you on a point, but agree with your pick. I think that the Jaguars are going to. I think the Jaguars are actually going to get off to a bit of a hot start this year. But I think it's going to be mostly fake I think they're going to get off to a hot start because of hype and momentum and stuff like that. And then once reality catches up with them, and I think this might be the game for reality to catch up with them. I think they could realistically start 3-0, and then go into this Bengals game and Joe Burrow does what Joe Burrow has been known to do against Trevor Lawrence, and that's show him up.
Ooh, so both got the Bengals starting off 3-1.
Yep. Yeah. I definitely think the Bengals. Yeah, I pretty much. The one game that what was it? I had the Bengals losing. I had the Bengals losing to Chicago. Yeah, we both had the Bengals losing to Chicago. But I mean, to be completely honest, I don't really think this is a terribly difficult. 3-1 sounds pretty good. I don't think this is a terribly difficult schedule to start the season.
Yeah, your schedule gets difficult a little later.
Yeah,
during this game actually.
So the Browns Week 4 game is at Minnesota. What do you got?
Oh, the Browns will blow the doors out of them. Kevin Stefanski versus the old team. Yeah. I mean, come on. Actually, that might be a game I might go to, actually.
Yeah.
I might want to see that stadium. I might want to see that stadium in Minnesota. Yeah, that might be the game I might go to this year. That might be a good one. Give me the Browns.
Don't kill me. I'm going to call the upset.
Okay.
I'm going to call the upset for the Minnesota Vikings. I think by week, what is this, week 5 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, week 4. I think by week 4, Mike Zimmer, who is, in my opinion, one of the best head coaches in the NFL. I mean, maybe not the best general manager, but I think he's one of the best coaches, just straight up coaches. I think he's going to have the Vikings kind of getting their. I think the whole NFC North is going to be one of those get slow and then catch up kind of divisions. And I think this is going to be one of those games where I think the Vikings match up well against the Browns. Currently on paper, again, we'll have to see how the actual season itself plays out. But right now, as it stands, I think the Vikings match up well against the Browns. And while on paper, I think the Browns would be the favorite team by far here, I think this is going to be one of those times where I think a really good head coach in Mike Zimmer, and you guys got a really good head coach and Mike Zimmer's protege, Kevin Stefanski. But I think this is not going to be one of those student overtaking the master kind of situations. I think Mike Zimmer is going to show Kevin Stefanski that he's still got a ways to go.
I think Kevin Stefanski's going to blow the doors out. So.
All right. Well, we'll see. I think this one's going to be a Vikings win. So next week 5, I believe, we got the Bengals hosting the Green Bay Packers. And part of me wants to say the Bengals can and will beat a Green Bay Packers team that's currently in a lot of disarray. But another part of me remembers that the Packers are a very well put together football team. And if they can solve their quarterback drama by week 5, which shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, they just signed Blake Bortles, who isn't the worst quarterback on the face of the planet. I mean, he's not. He's certainly not the best. You don't want him to be starting, but maybe Jordan Love is good in playing, and then also maybe they've solved the Aaron Rodgers problem by that. I don't know. But regardless, it's just as much as I kind of have this gut feeling that says that the Bengals might have a better shot than you think in this one, I'm going to say I'm going to have to pick the Packers just from a realistic standpoint.
Packers and the Packers, they'll figure out their quarterback situation. I think they will. Is it going to be Jordan Love or it's going to be the Packers, man. New Packers.
All right. So we're in agreement on that one. Next, we are going to the Browns Week 5 game against the Los Angeles Chargers in Los Angeles. What do you think, Thomas?
I think the Browns will win that game. I think the Chargers are going to be – I'm going to get the Browns for their money, but I think that the Browns secondary is going to eat up Herbert.
Yep. I agree. I told you how I felt about the Chargers earlier. I don't think they're going to be nearly as good as some people think they're going to be. And I think the Browns are just overall, like all in all, I think the Browns are a good team, a much better team than the Los Angeles Chargers. So until now, again, I want to emphasize for anybody who's watching, these are not necessarily going to be the same predictions we're going to make when we do our predictions episode throughout the season. I'm just saying right now, I think it's going to be the Browns. And right now, through a lot of these games, I think these are going to be my predictions. But they're certainly subject to change when the season plays out. And as new information becomes apparent, we'll see how the teams are doing. And maybe our predictions will change by the time that comes along. By the way, speaking of predictions, the winner of the jersey bet last year was me, as a reminder to everybody. And my jersey should be here on Friday, I believe. So on the next episode of the podcast that we record, I'll have it with me, and I'll be showing it off and being like, hey, Thomas, why don't you predict more games right?
Let's not forget who predicted the entire season correct.
Well, you didn't predict the entire season correct. That's not what happened.
You got a couple playoff games correct. No.
Well, you know what? I got more than you did.
Look, man. It's fine.
Kiss my butt.
It's fine. You can't ignore how I just want you the entire regular season.
Well, I certainly can, and I'm going to. So there.
Who's Browns? Who got next to the Browns?
Next for the Browns. Well, no. Next is the Bengals. Actually,
I'm sorry.
We got
Lions.
Bengals at Lions. So I'm going to go ahead and call this as a win for the Bengals because I think the Lions are probably going to be the 31st best team in the NFL next year, with the 32nd being the Houston Texans. So
I don't think the Lions are going to be that bad.
I think the Lions are going to be pretty bad. I mean, you got Jared Goff as your quarterback, and you don't have any weapons.
I don't think Jared Goff will be that bad.
But who's he going to throw to? I mean, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, but he's a rookie. You don't know what he's going to be.
Oh, that's right. Kenny Golladay did leave, didn't he?
Yeah, Kenny Golladay left. Marvin Jones left. They got nobody. They got T.J. Hawkinson. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty good tight end, in fairness. But I mean, like, you know, with the Bengals secondary. By the way, apparently, this is not a podcast episode, so I'm not going to spend very long on this. But apparently, the Bengals are looking at signing another cornerback, Steven Nelson from the Steelers. Yeah. So I mean, just like, I think we're just trying to sign every single cornerback on the planet, and then if we do that, it's going to be pretty hard to throw against us.
I don't think I'll lose the line. I'm going to say that. Sure. I don't think I will lose that game. But yeah, give me Bengals again. All
right. Next, we got the Browns hosting the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, the Browns literally they literally designed their offense, their defense, so they could attack quarterbacks that like to scramble. That Kyler Murray is going to have to struggle with the Browns. And the thing is, though, the crazy thing is about Kyler Murray, we talk about Lamar Jackson being figured out. I think Kyler Murray at a very faster pace is figured out than Lamar Jackson. Like that second season collapse was like serious by the Cardinals. Like you can't ignore that. And I know they added all these weapons. And you're like, oh, look at all the weapons they had. But like, are we just going to ignore how this team just collapsed in the second half of the season? Like that wasn't no coincidence. You're the Browns. That was a coincidence.
I pretty much agree. I don't believe at all in Cliff Kingsbury as a coach. In my opinion, he might be the coach I believe in the least. I'm not saying he's currently the worst head coach in the NFL, but I do think he is the coach I believe in the least to get anything accomplished. I think Kyler Murray is a fantastic quarterback, but I just don't think that they're putting the right team around him in Arizona for him to be as successful as possible. So I agree. Give me the Browns. Next, we got the Bengals in their first matchup with the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore.
Ooh. Do I want to upset here? I think I'm going to split the season matchup with the Ravens. I don't know. I whether that's win one in Baltimore or win one at home, but I think I'm going to split the matchup with the Ravens. I think the Ravens going to. I mean, I feel like the Ravens going to still. I think the Ravens going to be worse this year. I just don't think they're going to be like a team that's going to roll over and back. They're still Ravens, still have weapons. So I'm going to go with the Ravens that week. I don't think y'all are going to be ready to beat the Ravens yet.
Agreed. I do think that the Bengals have put together a much better team with which to battle against the Ravens. They're a team that I think can do a lot more against the run game as long as certain players pan out. I don't know if it's going to be put together right away in week. What is it? What is this? Week 6 that we're on right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 7. So I don't know if the Bengals are going to quite be together enough to be like beating a Ravens team that obliterated us last year. I don't know if the new pieces are going to be quite there enough for us to beat the Ravens the first time we see them. Now, I'm not sure yet about the second time, but luckily we're not there yet. So next up, you got the Browns hosting the Denver Broncos. What do you got?
Browns over Broncos. I mean, unless there is that possibility, there is that rumor out there. A lot of people think the most popular choice for Aaron Rodgers is the Broncos. But
I don't think he's going to go there this year, though. It might be next year.
So they didn't solve their quarterback problem at all in Denver, did they?
I don't know. I am one of those weird people who actually thinks Drew Lock isn't that bad, personally.
Actually, it's crazy. I don't think Drew Lock is that bad either. I think they just gave him some more time to develop, but I'm going with the Browns that game. I don't think. And Thursday night in Cleveland. Yeah, give me the Browns. The Browns always getting the Thursday night game home. Not gonna look. I love Thursday night. Thursday night games are fun. Thursday night games are fun.
Okay, so let's see. You got Browns beating the Broncos. I really like that Broncos defense as it's currently constructed. By the way, I'm hearing some of those.
I think Odell Beckham's going to have a great season next year, but you stand disagree with me on that one. But
but just because I think Odell Beckham is not. Just because I don't think Odell Beckham's that great doesn't mean I don't think the Browns don't have other weapons that could do great things.
How is everybody's ignoring the fact that the second to last game before this man got hurt, he had 4 touchdowns?
Well, yeah, but how are you ignoring the fact that Baker Mayfield threw an inordinate amount of interceptions when he was targeting Odell Beckham? It's not just about whether Odell Beckham is good or not. It's about whether or not Baker Mayfield knows what he's doing when he's got Odell Beckham on the field.
But you got to realize, though, Kyle, is that the first season that Baker Mayfield had Odell Beckham, he was being coached by Fat Forrest Gump. This is a completely different regime, a completely different offense, a completely different system, a completely different ideal. I promise you that Kevin Stefanski have a plan for Odell. That plan is going to be executed. It is going to be insane. Man, y'all people, man. Odell, I got your back, Odell. Odell. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. So I'm gonna pick the Browns too. Like I said, I think the Broncos still have a very good defense, which I think might not be so good after the Aaron Rodgers trade because I'm hearing a lot of those really good pieces are not going to. Or might be part of that Aaron Rodgers trade. Right now, they have a really good defense. I just don't know if the offense is going to match up with the Browns the way the Browns are currently constructed. So, yeah, give me the Browns.
All right, awesome.
All right. So, next we got the Bengals heading to New York to play the Jets, who, by the way, just want to point out the Jets are most likely not going to be nearly as bad as they were last year. So don't hear Jets and go, the Jets. No, it's not the same thing. That's not to say the Bengals can't beat them. I'm just saying it's not the same Jets as last year.
Man, look, man. I got more confident in Spirit Airlines than I do the Jets. In the Bengals again. I mean, that Jets still got a really bad defense. I mean, the Browns lost them last year, but then again, they did lose all their receivers and totally. Yeah, other than that, man, come on, man. Come on, Kyle.
All right. So you got the Bengals over the Jets?
Oh yeah, the Bengals over the Jets.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Jets. I think the Bengals going to win this game. I think the Jets are. I think a year away from being decently competitive. I think this is going to be one of those building years, and I think maybe. I think they're building their first year of like true building might look better than the Bengals' first year of true rebuilding. I don't know if they're going to only win 4 games, but I don't think the Bengals are going to be one of them because I think the Bengals right now, the way we're looking at it, the Bengals are, I don't want to say red hot, but the Bengals are doing pretty well at this point. I think it's going to be hard to cut into that chemistry for a team like the Jets. I don't see that happening.
They won't smoke the Jets.
So next on the docket, we got the Cleveland Browns going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland. So
I think the Browns will win that game. I think the Browns are just gonna.
Yeah, I also think I don't really have a lot of analysis here. I think the Steelers are bad. I think the Browns are good. So
I think the Browns will take this opportunity to really blow it off 30 years frustration with Steelers.
Yeah, this could be a real beat down type game, honestly.
Oh yeah, it really could be. That really could be.
All right. So then we have the first, the very first Battle of Ohio of 2021 in Cincinnati, Week 9, 1:00 p.m. Sunday. So who you got, Thomas?
I'm on Bengals.
You think the Bengals are going to beat the Browns? I like the way you think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, no, here's the thing, though, man. I watched both of those games pretty closely. I was at that game, the last game. Literally, it was just who had the ball last. I think it's going to be similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to have a shootout. I think Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield will both get married. So, and I hope so. But I think Joe Burrow will be the best Baker Mayfield this time. I think Joe Burrow will be like, all right, I have 3 cracks at it. I really want to beat this guy. He's going to find a way to win. So I think the Bengals going to squeak out a win against the Browns. Week 9.
Okay.
That's like my second loss for the Browns. So yeah.
All right. So I don't. I think the Browns are going to win this game. I think it's like I was saying earlier. I think the Browns are the more complete team right now, and so the first game these two play, even though it's in Cincinnati, I think the first game that these two play is going to be another Browns win, and Bengals fans are going to start getting pissed off again because we lost to the Browns again. But just be patient, Bengals fans, because the recourse is coming. Don't worry. So next game. Hold on, real quick. I had it up here. Next game, we got the Browns traveling to New England to play the Patriots. What do you think, Thomas?
I think anybody go to Foxborough, look freaking Bill Belichick in the eye and say, "Hey, Bill, I'm the daddy now."
Yeah, the daddy. All right, then.
Yeah, we're going with the Browns. Hello?
Yeah, you're going with the Browns over the Patriots.
Yeah, I just make sure I didn't lose you.
No, yeah, I was trying to think in my head about something. My brain kind of turned off.
Oh, sorry, because I can't see you, so I don't hear you talk. I'm like getting scared. I'm like, yo, you okay? You okay now?
You're fine. So, the Browns traveling to Foxborough. Here's the problem: Mac Jones might be starting, and if Mac Jones starting, I think this is an easy win for the Browns. I still think it might be a win for the Browns if Cam Newton's starting, but I don't believe in the Patriots at all right now. I think all they got right now is Bill Belichick, and maybe Bill Belichick has a long-term plan here, but I don't think it's coming to fruition in 2021. So I agree. Give me the Browns. Let's see. Next up is
The Bengals have the Raiders.
Yeah, we're coming off of the Bengals bye week, because the Browns played the Bengals the week before the bye, and then the Browns got the New England Patriots, and so coming off the bye week, the Bengals are going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. So, who do you think, Thomas?
So the Bengals against the Raiders. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. So wait, the Raiders are one of those weird teams that just win weird games. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm gonna go with the Bengals again. Yeah, the Raiders one of the weird teams. So I'm going with the Bengals. That's weird. The Raiders always just find ways to just win like here and there and lose there and there, which always equate to a 500 record for them.
Yep. So you're going with the Bengals, you said?
Yeah, not confident going with the Bengals, but I'm going with the Bengals.
Yeah.
That one game that falls away. The Raiders is just weird like that.
I am finding it really difficult right now to analyze what the Raiders are going to be next year. I will say
8-18 or 9-7, I guess.
Something like that. I think this is going to be one of those games where, man, you're right. It's really hard to call this one because the Raiders are just so weird. I don't know. I think Zach Taylor's a better coach than John Gruden. I think the Bengals are set up better, but they're going all the way out to Las Vegas, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call it for the Bengals.
All right.
I think this one's a toss up. It could really go either way. I don't know if the Bengals are going to be quite prepared to play the Raiders all the way out on the West Coast and everything that entails. Although I don't think that's going to hurt them. I also don't think that's going to hurt them that badly. I think the Raiders have a lot of talent. I just don't know how they're going to use it. So I guess it's really hard to call this one, but I think ultimately the Bengals are just going to have a better direction than the Raiders. So, yeah, I'm gonna call this one for the. I'm gonna call this one for the Bengals. So next up on the docket is the Cleveland Browns playing the Detroit Lions in Cleveland. What do you got, Thomas?
Yeah, the Lions in Cleveland against the Browns. The Detroit Lions against the Browns. Two teams that played each other in 4 straight NFL championships. The only 2 teams in NFL history played each other in 4 straight NFL championships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think the Lions are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. not a whole lot of analysis needed here. The Browns are good. Lions are bad. So, and especially this is in Cleveland. Until I see otherwise, I don't see anything else other than a Browns victory here. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Okay, so moment of truth here. We got the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't even know what week we're in at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Week 12. Bengals versus Steelers. What do you got, Thomas?
Steelers.
You got the Steelers? Yeah, fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for the Steelers, man.
I don't think so.
I know. I didn't Bengals. I'm gonna put them back by then, but it's a young team. Steelers. They're gonna find a way to beat the young team. They will find some way to win this game or win a game this year. Give me the Steelers. Trust me, I hate Steelers, but the Steelers gonna probably. Steelers gonna find. I just think it's gonna be really hard to. I think it's gonna be hard for the Browns to Steelers.
I don't think so. I think the Steelers are going to be a bad team this year. I think the Bengals are going to be, on a bit of a roll right now. Especially after beating the Raiders the final week and coming home. I think the Bengals got passion and fire and spirit, and the Steelers look like they're everything but that right now. So I'm going to call the Bengals on the sweep.
All right. Okay.
So let's see. We got
Browns and Ravens on Monday, Sunday Night Football.
Yep, Browns at Baltimore on Sunday Night.
This is a week before the bye. They're in Baltimore. Baltimore's still Baltimore. I don't know if Baltimore's going to game. I think it's going to be a desperation game from Baltimore. I think Baltimore's going to be hanging on into the divisional race, and they will need a win, so they're going to find a way to win this game. So I think Baltimore going to take the first game of the back-to-back matchup.
Yep.
Especially since it's right before bye.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. I pretty much agree with everything you said. I think it's not going to be one of those things where y'all are going to sweep them. It's just not going to happen this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's never going to happen in the future, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Realistic here.
Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. It's going to be, I think the Ravens are going to pull off the win on this one late in the season. So you got the Bengals versus the Chargers in Cincinnati. What do you think?
Bengals, Chargers, Cincinnati Bengals. I think Burrow going to be out to prove that he's the best quarterback in that class. I think he's going to prove it to the Bengals.
All right. I'm trying to keep track of these predictions, and it's very difficult to do that and talk at the same time. I'm not exactly doing very well at this right now.
You go.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see. So what, you said the Bengals?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't think the Chargers are going to be a very good team next year, just straight up. I don't think they're going to be horrible, but I just don't think they're going to be nearly as good as people are thinking. And I honestly see a bit of a regression coming out of Justin Herbert. So give me the Bengals on this one. Next up, Browns. Let's see. Browns versus Ravens coming off the bye week to have a rematch with the Ravens randomly for some reason.
Oh, yeah. They're going to win that one.
I think the Browns. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to win the second one.
Yeah.
No, they're going to win on. They're going to come back and revenge, smoking on the second one. They're going to be like, all right, Baltimore, I'll be there, you out.
Yeah, pretty much. Baltimore. Yeah, I agree. I don't see I don't see the Ravens sweeping the Browns this year. I think the Browns are going to be too competitive this year to let that happen. So, give me the Browns. Next up, the Bengals are hosting the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh,
Another
what?
team, by the way, who I cannot figure out.
For real? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's right. Those matchups. Yeah, because the whole 17-week. Yo, by the way, and I'm really mad at the NFL for this. Like, why didn't the NFL do neutral site games, man? Like, I am so disappointed in the NFL for not making that 17th week a neutral site game. Like, that was y'all blew a wonderful up. I don't care what anybody has to say. You have all these large stadiums in the NFL, in this country. You can use them. This is a perfect opportunity for you to use these large college stadiums. I want to see the Browns play at Alabama Stadium. I want to see an NFL game at the Oklahoma Sooners Stadium. I want to see an NFL game at the Big House. Y'all could have done this. Y'all had the opportunity to do this, and y'all decided not to. Y'all could have done something even more creative, where y'all could have had teams play at other NFL stadiums. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. Why couldn't y'all do this? Why couldn't y'all have neutral site NFL games? And there is just no reason why you couldn't. Other than people can say, "Oh, it's not going to work." Why won't it work? The stadium's there, the people's there, the infrastructure's there. People are going to travel to it. Why aren't there neutral site games? So frustrating. That is so frustrating. What's the point of even having a 17th game? Anyway, I digress. You know what I'm saying? I'm really mad about that. I am so mad about that. The NFL, like it was a golden opportunity. It was just a no-brainer. You have a 17th game. That is your opportunity. Like then you can do international games without worrying about it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. Who are they playing? Who's playing?
So
who?
It's the Bengals hosting the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. Shit. 49ers win again. I'm sorry. Hey, I don't know. I just feel like by then 49ers going to figure out whatever the heck they need to figure out. The 49ers. That coach for San Francisco. Anyway, yeah. So give me the Bengals. 49ers.
You think the 49ers?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to pick the 49ers too. I think right now it is like the thing with the 49ers is like if the 49ers come out and have another – the way the 49ers were playing last year with all of those injuries and everything, it's just like you just got to imagine if they had all their players. What would they be doing? Now, I will say this is a game later in the season, so you never really know. It seems like the 49ers don't really quite have the depth to stay competitive when they need to.
Yeah.
But I do think that they're a really good team. I think the Bengals are going to be fine, but I don't think they're going to be ready to compete all the damn time like this. So, yeah, give me the 49ers in this game, even in Cincinnati. Yeah. Next up, you got the Cleveland Browns versus the Las Vegas Raiders in Cleveland.
Wait, who are playing? The Raiders?
Yeah.
The Raiders? Yeah, the Browns gonna beat the Raiders. Yeah, the Browns gonna beat the Raiders. They lost them last year. They're gonna run them back. They're gonna come back and beat them this year. The Browns gonna beat the Raiders because they probably feel like last year was a fluke. Yeah, the Browns will beat the Raiders.
Yeah, you think the Browns beat the Raiders?
Yeah.
You know what? Call me crazy. I'm gonna go with the Raiders with the second upset in a row of the Browns. I think that Raiders team is unpredictable right now, and I think they're going to. It's going to be another one of those seasons where they're going to lose a lot of games that they should win, and win a lot of games they should lose. I think this is one of those games that the Raiders probably should lose, and I don't think they're going to. Although it is in Cleveland.
Yeah, Browns will beat the Raiders.
Yeah, no. No, you know what? I'm sticking with it. I'm not saying I'm going to pick this when the predictions come around, but for right now, I'm going to call it for the Raiders.
Okay. All right. What we got next? Was it the Bengals versus the Broncos in Denver? No, I'm going with the Bengals that game. I think the Broncos are. I think the Broncos are still going to try. I think this whole year, Broncos going to have to struggle with their identity of figuring things out. I know they have some good players there. The running back. We both agree that Drew Lawson take another step forward. But I just think the Bengals are just going to beat the Raiders. Broncos, sorry.
Wait, what?
I think the Bengals are going to beat the Broncos.
Okay, yeah. I missed. I thought you said the Browns are going to beat the Broncos. I'm like, we already did that one.
The Bengals are going to beat the Broncos.
What are you talking about? Okay, yeah. Bengals beating the Broncos. I agree. I don't think that. Just like I said earlier with the Browns versus the Broncos, I don't think the Broncos are a complete enough team right now to really be competing, and I think there's going to be a lot of vulnerable. I don't think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league by any means, but I think there's going to be a lot of vulnerable times for them. And I think going up against the Bengals, while it appears, according to our predictions so far, the Bengals are in the playoff hunt, I don't think the Browns are going to be competitive, or the Broncos are going to be competitive enough to knock them off their tilt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Give me. Yep. All right, awesome.
All right, so next up we got the Browns going to the Packers in Green Bay. So
I don't think the Browns will win that one.
You don't think the Browns going to beat the Packers?
Nah. Yeah, I might change my mind when it comes around to the game, but I just think, I honestly, you gotta look, man. Aaron Rodgers is just a dramatic. If he just a drama freak, he loves drama. He plays well with drama. He's gonna return to Green Bay. He's gonna return to Green Bay. He's gonna have another MVP-like season. They're gonna go off. This is his own way of holding the Packers to the fire. The Packers are a very well-run organization, and he's gonna return back to them. They're gonna win 13, 14 games again. Come on, man. Like, just stop playing these games, Aaron Rodgers. And by week 16, Aaron Rodgers is going to be rolling. They're going to forget all this drama happened. They're going to forget, quote unquote, this drama happened. And then by that week, they're going to beat the Browns in a statement game. Like, oh, look, we beat the Browns. Look at this team, this good team we beat. Get the fans all riled up. They win the Packers.
All right. So we got Tom's got the Browns beating the Packers. You said the Packers beating the Browns, or the Browns beating the Packers?
Yeah, the Packers are going to beat the Browns.
Okay, so you got the Packers beating the Browns. I don't know. I think this is going to be a statement win for Cleveland. I'm going to call it that right now. I think this is going to be probably when the Packers are starting to feel the crunch of everything that's kind of been going on in their organization lately. I don't think they're going to have the longevity this year to really get through a grueling 17-game season. And I think that ultimately it's going to bite them in the ass against really good teams near the end of their schedule, like the Browns. So yeah, give me the Browns in this one. Next up, you got the Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, that's fun. That's fun. I said the first matchup. I said I give it to the Ravens, right? For the Bengals and Ravens. So I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna give the Bengals this one. I think the Bengals are gonna split the series with the Ravens. In fact, another big reason why I think the Bengals are going to the game is because if I believe in my prophecy of the Bengals going to make the playoffs, this is a game the Bengals are going to have to win, and the Bengals will know they're going to have to win this game going towards the playoff hunt. I think that this is going to be a game where this young core starts to match well, and I think that yeah. So So give me Yeah, give me the Bengals this game.
Okay. I pretty much agree with you. I think the Bengals are. I don't see the Bengals being swept by the Ravens again. And as I said earlier, I think the Bengals have a lot more pieces to compete with the Ravens this year. I think it might take some time to get it together and get them to the point where they've meshed together well enough to play a team like the Ravens. But I do think by whatever week we're in at this point, week 16, I think by week 16, I think the Bengals are going to have figured themselves out enough. Kind of like last year when we played the Ravens, got blown out, and then played them a second time, and we still didn't do well, but we looked more. We found more ways to look competitive as the game was being played. And I think it's going to be kind of the same way this year, except I think we're going to figure it out this time, and I think we're going to beat them as we're competing for a playoff spot at that point.
Yeah.
Next,
so we got the Browns versus the Steelers.
Yeah, Browns at the Steelers on Monday Night Football in Week 17.
I think this is going to be the game to decide the division. I think the Browns are going to win the division this week. I think it's going to be a very competitive game between the Browns and the Steelers, but I think the Browns are going to ultimately win the division and annihilate the Pittsburgh Steelers playoff hope forever, or at least for this year. So I think that this game is going to be the Browns stamping their ground as a playoff team, celebrating Cleveland as they win the division. Even the Browns over Steelers from 17, Monday Night Football, in dramatic fashion by a field goal by a new kicker that we signed from the Jets, the second most important position in football.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to disagree with you on two fronts here. One, I don't think the Browns are going to win this game.
Yeah.
Two, obviously, I don't think they're going to crush the Steelers' playoff hopes. But I also don't think the Steelers are going to be fighting for the playoffs at this point. I think the Steelers are going to be long gone out of the playoffs at this point. Now, you got a divisional game. You got the Browns. Potentially, I think this might end up being a trap game at this point in the season. And I personally think I'm seeing the Browns losing this game kind of seemingly out of nowhere, really. So I think the Browns are the better team, but I think it's just going to be one of those situations where the Steelers are going to get themselves all hyped up and motivated to win a game that they really shouldn't win. And the Browns, I think, might overlook them a little bit. So give me the Steelers in this one. Sorry, Thomas. I will atone for my sins later.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I got Jesus on my side.
All right. So Bengals at Chiefs. What do you think? Week 17.
Bengals and Chiefs.
Bengals versus Chiefs. They're hosting the Chiefs.
Give me an upset.
Really?
Yes. I think the Bengals team is going to be really good this year, and I think the Bengals are going to make a serious run at the end of the season. I think that Joe Burrow won't really get in his zone. I'm just looking at this from proof from his patterns in college and how in college both years in college he started to just gain momentum at the end of the season. So I think it's going to be another example of him starting to have his momentum rolling in the season. And I think they're going to give us upset. I think they're going to be hungry for the playoffs. It's going to be a team that nobody's going to want to face in the playoffs. So I think the Bengals going to beat the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't at all.
I can see why, because the freaking Chiefs.
Yeah, the freaking Chiefs. No, yeah, I'm going to.
I think the Chiefs are going to come out back on the earth, though. I know Patrick Mahomes is amazing, but the NFL, there's the reason why there's no dynasties in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are unbeatable, but I think they do match up well against the Bengals first and foremost. It would basically rely on the Bengals pass rush actually being so much better, like all those defensive line investments really paying off in full spade. I think that's the only way to beat the Chiefs right now is to just harass Patrick Mahomes as much as you possibly can. And I don't think the Bengals are ready to do that right now. I think they're building toward it, but but I don't think they're ready to do it right now. So
Sure.
week 17, which, by the way, is the second to last game in the NFL schedule now.
Yeah. The last game, the Browns versus Bengals. I still think the Browns. I honestly believe the Browns are going to have the division wrapped up. I think that week 18, the Browns are going to be resting their starters. I think the Bengals are going to be fighting for playoff position. So I think the Bengals are going to win it.
Okay. Well, I will say, according to your predictions so far,
I think the Bengals will sweep the Browns. Yes. Yes.
Well, no, I'm saying according to your predictions so far, the Browns will have the division wrapped up.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Bengals are going to sweep the Browns?
The Bengals are going to sweep the Browns. Yes.
That is impressive, interesting.
I think it's partially because of timing. I think the Bengals. I honestly think the Bengals are going to take that first matchup. Like I really do, and I just think the second matchup the Browns aren't going. The Browns going to be bigger fish to fry type attitude.
Well, you are correct in saying that according to your predictions, the Browns will have the division wrapped up at this point. You've got the Browns. You've got the Browns finishing 13-4, and the Bengals finishing 12-5, which is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I wow.
I don't think it's not gonna come out like that. But I think the Bengals are probably. I think the Browns are probably going to finish. I think the Browns are going to be 11 or 12 win team, because of the extra game. I give them 12, but I do think the Bengals are going to be about 9 or 10 win team.
Well, I can tell you that I sort of agree with you. I think the Bengals are going to be a 9 or 10 win team, like off the cuff. Like not really doing a lot of analysis. I think the Bengals are going to be a 9 and 10 win team. But according to my predictions here, I actually have them doing better than that. Because I'm going to agree with you that I'm going to agree with you that the Bengals are going to beat the Browns in week 18. However, the difference being that I don't have the Browns doing as well this year as you have them doing. Now, I have them doing well, but I don't have them doing as well. I have them at sitting at 11-5 before the final game, and then 11-6 to end the season. And the Bengals also finishing 11-6. This is going to be the game that catches the Bengals up to the Browns for the division. So I don't know what the tiebreaker is going to look like. It depends on, I guess, conference record and
this game for the division. I'm going with the Browns. This game for the division. That's going to be a Sunday Night Football game.
Well, according to your predictions, this is not for the division. According to my predictions, it might be. I'm still not sure about the tiebreakers and everything like that. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll have to go through the whole schedule and get back to you on that, like when we record the podcast later. But this is for potentially finishing with the same record. I've got both the Bengals and Browns finishing with an 11-6 record, which I did not see coming, by the way. I'm like my off the no analysis, off the cuff, just prediction for the Bengals this season is 9-8. But I've got them going 11-6 on these predictions. So maybe I don't know. But I'm going game by game and talking about, do I expect them to beat this team or this team or this team? So maybe that's a little bit more accurate than just saying I think the Bengals are this number one team this year, because I got them winning 11 games, which is not too bad.
Huh.
Now I tell you what, if the Bengals win 11 games and then come within a tiebreaker of winning the division or win the division, Cincinnati's going to explode. Zach Taylor's going to go from being the most hated man in the city to the most loved immediately.
No, I think it's going to be close to the Bengals. I think the Bengals going to have, and I think the Bengals got a really good season in them. I've been saying this for a minute. I've been saying how much I like this Bengals team. I've been saying how much I think that this team is going to take a step forward. I think Jamar Chase is definitely the way to go. All those penny fool people are going to be eating their words when they see Jamar Chase have one the best rookie season since Randy Moss.
Yep.
He's about to go off. I'm so excited for y'all for that kid. That kid is so good, and it's such a no-brainer. It was such a no-brainer of a pick. So Well, that said, give me the Bengals, man. I'm sorry, yeah, give me the Bengals that last week. I think the Bengals going to have a good season, a great season. I think they're going to make the playoffs, and the Ohio rivalry between the Browns and the Bengals are going to be back.
I do find it interesting that you have the Bengals sweeping the Browns,
Yes,
and yet you have the Browns finishing 13-4. So the Bengals beat them twice, and then only two other teams the entire year beat them.
Yeah, I'm not saying Bengals are a better team than Browns. I'm just saying situationally, I just think that it's just going to line up for the Bengals over the Browns.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying I find it interesting that you have the Bengals beating them twice, and then only two other teams the whole year beating them.
Well, you know what it is though.
What?
It's our whole thing it's our whole Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow thing. I keep for those two are just gonna. That's going to be a rivalry that's going to be highlighted in the NFL for generations, and I'm going to keep on saying that until other people start realizing it.
Well,
that's going to be a very interesting matchup between two excellent players.
I think it already was.
Sure.
So, yeah, anyway, so we pretty much went through the whole schedule. We played the schedule game, and we'll probably talk about more of the schedule game on the podcast going forward. But, so for anybody who's watching this at any point in the future, thanks for listening. That pretty much wraps it up. We've been going for like an hour and a half at this point, so not really a whole lot else to talk about as far as the Bengals and Browns analysis of their schedules go. Talk about it a little bit more, I guess, on the podcast. But for now, thanks for listening. You can find me at Kyle Phelps 92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/. Huh?
Wonderful.
You can find me at Facebook.com/The Phelps. You can find Thomas at T_star94 on Twitter and Instagram. And he's got a YouTube page called Blowdown Page. And by the way, I'm doing stuff on my YouTube page, just Kyle Phelps. Not really consistently or anything though, so I wouldn't get too excited about that. But I've uploaded a couple videos so far, so maybe I'll upload a schedule video. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and until next time, Bengals are going to shock the world and win the division this year. And who dey?
No, you're not going to win the division. Go Browns. All right, Joe, pal.
All right.